Bob's right here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in the flesh.
Got an upgrade this week.
Okay, the time is 7 PM and I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Red Oak City Council to order. Let it be known that we have a quorum present with all council members present. Notice has been duly posted in accordance to Texas Government Code Section 551, and we're here to conduct business of the city. We have our city attorney present, our city manager, deputy city manager, and Ms. Karen, our city secretary. You ready to go? All right, so here we are to do business. Councilman Franklin, would you lead us in the pledges and the invocation, please?
Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, here we are once again as humble servants. First and foremost, God, thank you for your grace and mercy. We ask that God, as we embark on this council meeting, Father, please give us open ears, open hearts, to not only hear the residents, Father, but hear what it is you want us to do for this city. Father, I ask that you pay a special blessing to our first responders who are risking their lives to ensure our safety. Father, we ask that you bring them to work and take them back to home safely as they depart. Now, Father, as we start this meeting, we also ask that you continue to bless our city, bless our workers and our residents. May we continue to move forward as one under your will. Well, this is my prayer in the name of Christ. Amen. Amen.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Councilman Franklin. Sometimes we are able to do recognitions and rewards for the past issues in the city and or the state or the nation. And tonight we actually do get to do a memoriam, and this is for the loss of a former council member, Charles Allen, who was a Red Oak City Council member, place two from 1992 to 1994. And here to accept this is Ms. Allen, and we want to say thank you for informing our city. And the Allens were personal friends of the Smiths, and so I'm going to let Council Member Smith go ahead and do this presentation, please.
He lived in the city. Mr. Allen also, like, as the mayor said, 92 to 94. And then after that, he was also on the volunteer fire department for several years, along with the paramedic for the city of Red Oak. Ms. Allen here. Charles Allen.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Thank you, Councilman Smith. So now it's time for citizens' comments. Citizens' comments. Anybody can get up and speak. We just ask that you limit your speech to within 3 minutes, maximum of 3 minutes. It could be something on the agenda. It could be something just off the wall. However, we cannot answer or speak to anything that you bring up unless it's on something that we're going to talk about on this agenda. So is there anybody who wishes to speak at citizens' comments? Thank you very much. Now we're at a time for what we call consent agenda. Consent agenda are items that are considered routine in nature and can be acted upon in one motion. Anything can be withdrawn by either a council member or city staff or need to be addressed individually. And so I ask council, is there anything that needs to be pulled from items 1 through 5 and addressed separately?
No items.
Okay. Then I will consider a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Councilman Lightfoot,
Second.
Councilman Franklin. Was that right? Yep. Okay,
Correct.
good. All right, those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Goodwin, aye.
Ricardo, aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That is 5-0. Item 6. Item 6 is one of the things that, as mayor, I get to do annually, an appointment. And what a mayor pro tem is, a very valuable, assistant to the mayor. It's someone who can take over when I have breakdowns. Or get sick or run the meetings when I can't be here. And, so I usually don't take any nominations for this because I'm going to make the nomination and I'd like for council's support on this. To nominate Jeff Smith as our mayor pro tem.
So moved.
Councilman Goodwin.
Second.
Ricardo.
Councilman Miller. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Goodwin, aye.
Miller, aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
I abstain.
That's 4-0 with 1 abstention.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Joe.
Item 7, consider adoption of resolution of 24-048, City Council, City of Red Oak, Texas, approving the update to the city's water master plan, which is attached here to and incorporated herein as Exhibit A, authorizing the city manager and mayor to execute any and all necessary documents to effectuated the updates and providing an effective date. Mr. Binford.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor and Council. So the last water master plan update was started off in 2017. And then it had minor updates in 2021, 2022, when we started to develop that northeast part of our city. We're off Austin, Houston School for all the industrial development over there. And with that, our system underwent a lot of major changes, a lot of major demands, and with that called for a update to our water master plan. We got with Kimley Horn, who has been doing most of our water and wastewater infrastructure improvements, and went through there and identified a lot of projects that are modifications of existing projects or new projects based on system demand. With the exhibit I have here, just a breakdown of the different projects. Green are green dash projects that have been completed by others, such as all the development. Blue is new projects, and orange are modified projects from the initial water master plan update. And then the orange gold are just existing projects that I'm sorry, the red projects are the ones that are just carried on as is. We've discussed this with city management, and I think it's a great path for our city to be going down. And if we have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
I had a couple of questions, Jared, if you
Yep.
don't mind. So there's 41 different capital projects that are outlined in here.
Mhm.
Overall, is there, and I know we're going into budget season, so I'm sure if some of these need to be funded, we'll be talking about them as that comes up, but is there some sort of prioritization list that the report itself didn't necessarily tell us like what each one get? It tells what the project is, but not like what the outcome is.
So on the map itself, they are ranked. So the first four are specific facility projects. They're based as needed
Got it.
on what we need to get out of our system, and the other ones are followed based on rank.
Okay, I didn't,
so-
I didn't realize that was a ranking, but
Yep.
that makes sense now. It's a lot easier to read. now
Yeah,
I
so
know.
that number one is actually already under design. And one of my other items tonight is about that as well. And then we are asking or are in talks with city management about the next few for this upcoming budget year, at least getting them designed. And then over on the right-hand side, you see 3 in-house projects. Those are ones that the department is going to take on themselves. But we'll still get a one-page design from the engineer to help us out with that.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
So that first one, we can't just go buy a Home Depot generator to run it home.
we would need a lot of them. And I wouldn't be the electrician to plug that in. But that one's actually a twofold project. Me and Jonathan are pretty excited about that one. It's a new generator for the pump station. And we're under design right now, but it's also bringing that one here. And so we'll have emergency power for the core of our building, which would be great.
Any other questions, council?
I have none.
Good, thank you, Jared.
All right. I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 24-048R.
So moved.
Lightfoot,
Second.
Smith. Those in favor?
Franklin,
Goodwin, aye.
Bill, aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That is 5-0.
Thank you.
Item 8, consider adoption of resolution number 24-049R, City Council, City of Red Oak, Texas, terminating the offer of an agreement for architectural services agreement with Hofer Welker attached hereto and incorporated herein as Exhibit A, and approving the terms and conditions of the architectural service agreement, which is attached hereto and incorporated herein as Exhibit B by and between the City of Red Oak, Texas and Komatsu for Fire Station 3 in the amount not to exceed $664,233 and authorizing the city manager to execute a contract in a form approved by the city attorney and providing an effective date. Chief Bland.
Yes, sir, Mayor, and good evening, Mayor and Council. This is for the architectural services for Fire Station 3. We'd originally approved a previous vendor back in the March, and then we had to eliminate them for substantial changes of what you all approved in the March meeting. And so we, through our RFP process, we also interviewed Komatsu, and they were our next architect, and we have been working with them. All of this is, all part of the budget that was approved last year that we're currently under. And I do have Ryan Brantley from Komatsu that's here if you have any specific questions that he can answer.
Chief, if we're paying them $664,000 to work on, keep the construction, everything going right, how much is this thing costing us?
The total project is $11 million.
All right, thanks a lot.
Any other questions? Okay, entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 24-049R.
so moved.
Councilman
Second.
Franklin, Councilman Miller, those in favor?
Franklin,
Goodwin, aye.
Bill, aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
Passes 5-0. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
You got the next one too, so.
So don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Consider adoption of resolution number 24-050R, the City Council, City of Red Oak, Texas, terminating the offer of an agreement for the construction management services agreement with Fitzpatrick Design Construction Service Group LLC attached hereto and incorporated herein as Exhibit A, and approving the terms and conditions of the construction management service agreement, which is attached here to incorporated herein as Exhibit B, by and between the city of Red Oak, Texas, and the city of Red Oak, Texas, and hang on, my eyes are jumping. Johnson, Miriam, okay, and Thompson, Inc., JMT for the construction management service, agent service, project management for the design and construction of Fire Station 3 in the amount not to exceed $276,520 authorizing the city manager to execute said agreement and providing an effective date. Sir.
Yes, sir. This is obviously along with Fire Station 3 as well. The Fitzpatrick that we'd originally approved in March withdrew and no longer wanted to participate. And so again, almost ditto of what we just covered. And we've got JMT, and Mr. Anthony Simmons from JMT is here as well, if you have any questions.
Council, any questions?
This one was part of the RFP as well. And
Yes, sir,
JMP was
I'm sorry.
also one of the bidding.
Yes, sir. We did the RFP and I went through that process, and then it's also covered in the previously approved budget. I apologize for mentioning that.
Those, consider a motion to approve resolution number 24-050.
So moved.
SR.
Second.
So first was
Miller.
Miller. Second was Lightfoot. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Goodwin, I.
Bill, aye.
Lightfoot, I.
Smith, aye.
It's 5-0.
Thank you.
Thanks, chief.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody else.
Was this one, and how do we want to handle this?
Yeah, so on number 10, we actually got a written notice from the applicant. They want to withdraw their application for the moment. They are making more significant changes than what would carry forward in their original application. So they want to withdraw, we take no action, then they will reapply when they have everything put together with the updated development plan. And bring that back, what, maybe August?
Yes, correct.
And we opened the public hearing last meeting.
Correct.
So,
Do we want to pull this from the agenda?
Yes.
so any actions needed? Nope. Okay, so we just skip it.
Mhm.
Very good. That was easy, maybe. Item 11.
And it will be republished and reposted for that meeting.
So that just terminates the
Right.
open up the public hearing.
Yes.
All right. Item 11, conduct a public hearing and consider approval of ordinance number 24-023 of the city of Red Oak, Texas, amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance and map of the city of Red Oak, Texas, as heretofore amended by granting a chance. I bet that's supposed to be a change in zoning from plan development 66 revised 5 PD 66 R5 to plan development 173 PD 173 to revise the development regulations to provide for the development of a convenience store with gas pumps on site on approximately 1.883 plus or minus acres of real property located on the northwest corner of Cole Road and Ovilla Road within the Edmund Shirley Survey, abstract number 1013, City of Red Oak, Ellis County, Texas, as provided in Exhibit A, which is attached here to and incorporated herein, providing for a development plan, concept plan, landscape plan, elevation plan, and plan development regulations attached hereto and incorporated herein as exhibits B through F respectively, providing a repealing clause, providing a severability clause, providing a savings clause, providing a penalty of fine not to exceed the sum of $2,000 for each offense, and providing an effective date. This is ZC 24-09 requested by Vaquero.
Right.
Dr.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This request has actually come before you all, and it was denied on April 8th. This site is on the northwest corner of Ovilla, and Cole. There were some comments about the buildings, how it would fit in the neighborhood and the building materials used. So they did submit a revised application because it was denied without prejudice. So they were allowed to come in within less than a year to submit another application. So they did submit another application, but the only thing that changed were the elevations. This isn't a PD that allows convenience store with gas pumps by right. They just need to come back and submit the elevations, the site plan, development plan, and landscape plan. That has to go through the zoning process per the PD. So they did submit revised elevations. The exterior is now 100% masonry. The difference, and I'll show the former elevation. This is actually what they submitted prior to the last submittal. As you can see, they used a Nichiha fiber cement panel, and this new submittal is used brick. They added a pergola on the rear side, which faces the residential subdivision, that's Oakmont. And they added more faux windows on the south elevation. These are the original submittal. And this is the new submittal. Besides that, everything else is the same. They will be subdividing the lot eventually if this does get approved for a future development on this east side of the property. And this developer will have to come in and go through the zoning process as well and submit a site plan, landscape plan, and elevation plan. But this is just to show a conceptually that it can work out for a future type of development here.
Were there
And the
any,
planning,
were there any changes on the front?
so for the front, though, that was the same, as you can see. This is the This is the old elevation. This is a new elevation. And I can show you how it looks with the signage. And this wall will actually articulate, so it's gonna jut out, stick out about 1 feet, 6 inches, this wall right here.
So it's not just a flat front wall surface,
Yeah.
because you have the articulation, plus you have the canopy for the window section that obviously articulates.
This is the front here. This is,
Bottom one is the rear, top one is the front.
okay.
The rear is what faces Hargrove Park and the
Yeah.
soccer fields and so forth.
What about the front? Is there any changes on the front from what originally was submitted?
No,
Was it articulated the first time?
yes.
The only addition is that canopy.
They added the pergola and they changed it from the Nichiha fiber cement panel to brick, which is the mason on the rear.
Front.
Nothing.
Oh, so yeah, facing the subdivision.
No, on the front.
Oh, no, that's the same.
So it had the canopy also then.
Yes, yeah, so all of this is the same. That's how it was.
I think that's what he was asking.
Okay, yeah, it's the same.
I do have a question, Dr. Emma, or should I wait until?
No, we're good. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And if you don't have this, it's okay.
Mhm.
Do you have a comparison of the 7-Eleven that was just built not too long ago? Elevation comparison?
The one off of Hickory Creek?
Yes, ma'am. And it's okay if you don't have it, but I wanna do a comparison. if
On
you
that
can.
one,
Like
you
side
remember,
by
you remember
side.
the PD
Yes,
number?
please. And there's no worries if you can't, but if you by chance had it, then
You know what?
Oh, really?
We got plenty of time.
That's,
Huh?
We'll wait.
You can pull it up in Google.
I think we ought to have.
It's not on
Luke's
Google.
last.
Uh-uh. Let me go to approved map.
You have to go to file and see what the PD number was.
Oh, it wasn't.
well, will that take a lot of time or that,
I don't know.
is Greg available? My apologies, Councilor, Mr. Mayor, but this is something I think we need to get right.
That canopy on the front, he might be able to answer that. I noticed this 7-Eleven over here, you know, getting two cars side by side to get gas is almost impossible, especially with my F-150. Is that being addressed on this one? While they're looking, go ahead. Kenny?
Well, wait,
We're
wait.
wait,
we're
wait,
actually,
Jenny?
we're actually still in the public hearing at this point.
Yeah, we can here in just a second, so, but let's wait one item first.
I don't think we've opened the public hearing yet.
No, we haven't opened it.
That's
No,
right,
haven't
that's
we
right. We had
haven't
to wait.
opened it.
Thank you.
That's their back.
Yeah, that's rear.
You want the front?
So that's the rear.
Yes.
May I see the? Okay, now can you go to the proposed elevation, please? Thank you.
Mhm.
Now, the time is 7:29 and we will open this public hearing. Basically.
I found this on the web.
Oops. Nice, sorry. Mr. White, would you like to speak on this? Just put your name, your address and who you work for.
Brad White, 2627 Tiller Street, Fort Worth, Texas. I'm here on behalf of Vaquero Ventures. As she stated, this has already been through this. I think it was 2 months ago we came through and we were denied without prejudice. And we received a little bit of feedback on kind of just beefing these up. One thing I wanted to point out was the front elevations did change. This is now stone, or I'm sorry, brick, where it was the Nichihah prior, the fiber cement panel. And that store that they just pulled the elevations on, that store has the Nichihah paneling. This store is a significant upgrade from that. So the PD calls for 100% masonry on the front, 75% on the sides. We revised, we took the Nichihah paneling off, and we're now 100% masonry around the building. And that's stone and brick. It's not a cheaper material like stucco or anything like that. So we went with the, the most premium masonry materials we could. And we just then we added the patio. That was per some feedback, the patio covering feedback our seller had. And the faux windows as well, just kind of give it some body. This portion in the rear, this does jut out a little bit as well. As it was explained, it does on the front here as well. And then this is the canopy cover over the windows. So the main changes were the canopy was, or the patio covering was added, and it was switched from the Nichihah fiber cement to full brick, stone, masonry, and then the faux windows were added. This is a significant upgrade to a standard 7-Eleven prototype. They don't typically have patios outside of them. This is above and beyond a standard prototype. On top of that, it's made with, higher quality materials than we would be standard. That's all I've got. If y'all have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Oh, and the spacing between the canopies. So 7-Eleven changes their standards constantly. And one standard that consistently changes is they increase the spacing here. So this is 34 feet. I believe that other store opened up a year or so ago. I can tell you they've changed 3 or 4 times since then, and they've only gotten wider. So 34 feet is more than enough room to get 2 vehicles in next to each other. It was a problem with stores across the country, so they're improving on that aspect.
Go back to the back of the store, please.
Yes, sir.
Those real windows or are they fake?
Well, they don't let any light into the building just because of the floor plan of the building. So you can't see through them, but they appear as windows. That's where, we'll have back of house stuff, and there's no practical way to make them real transparent windows.
Fake that. Okay, that's fine.
So you can put the Red Oak logo on the brick far right front.
The Red Oak logo on the store.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's blank right now unless you're gonna be putting a restaurant.
Well, we're not doing a restaurant. They're getting away from some of those prototypes in some of these stores.
That'd be a good place. for
I'm
it.
not sure if that's something we can do.
We give you permission to put the city of Red Oak.
Okay.
logo on the-
Okay.
So,
How about the windows in the front? Are they real or?
They are real. Yes, sir.
thank you for
Yeah.
endeavoring me. Council, is there anybody else who wants to speak on public open hearing? Okay. Entertain a motion at 7:34 to close.
We'll move.
Second.
Goodwin,
Ricardo.
Miller, those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Good one, I.
Miller, I.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That closes at 7:34. Council, is there any other questions that you need answered for this?
I think we need to take a break here because we're moving too fast.
Says the person who's retired.
I would also, make the statement that the seller of the property is also putting deed restrictions in place to coincide with the ordinance, assuming that you all approve it. So that if you approve it tonight, those deed restrictions will go in place to coincide with what you approve, which will be filed in the county prior to closing.
And does that affect that second law?
No, it's for this one,
So.
because we don't have an ordinance affecting the other law yet.
So that PD is only for the subject lot?
The
not
development plan.
Okay.
Just a logistics question. So when this goes back to P and Z, do they have our comments to kind of match against the new elevations that come in? Or are they approving it again? Maybe Dr. Emma can tell us how that works.
Well, it already has been.
Yeah, we let them know that you all had some comments about the building material and the
Right.
way it looked, but
Okay.
they were,
They
yeah.
don't get that. Yeah, okay. That makes it, it's more informal. Like these were the comments that this is why it's back in front of you to look at again.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And the, Commissioner actually asked what were their comments.
Got it. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, thank you.
Was there anything we didn't know what they said?
They recommended approval unanimously.
Entertain that motion to approve ordinance number 24-023.
So moved.
Second.
Yeah, Lightfoot. Smith.
Second.
Oh. Miller? Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Goodwin, aye.
Aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That's 5-0.
Thank you for the revisions on that.
Thank you, sir, for being here.
Yeah.
Item 12, consider approval of appointments, reappointments, resignations, removal of membership. The city council boards, commissions as followed. Economic Development Corporation, reappoint Alan Hughley, Greg Bennett, Jack Edwards, Karen Stanfill as regular members for a 2-year term from June 2024 to June 2026. And item B, if we can take them all at the same time. The Planning and Zoning Commission, reappointment of Michael Brawley, Susan Mendoza, Karen Stanfill as regular members for the 2-year term from June 24 to June 2026. Reappointment of Brian Bell as an alternate member for a 2-year term from June 2024 through June 2026. Entertain those appointments, reappointments, and resignations.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Lightfoot. Councilman Franklin. Those in favor?
Franklin, I.
Goodwin, aye.
Miller, I.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith, aye.
That passes 5-0.
And thank you to all of them for continuing to serve.
Absolutely.
Chief. Okay.
Good evening again. Just wanted to remind council, in addition to the monthly report, this weekend, this Saturday, June 15th, from 9 to noon, we'll have our community awareness open house at the fire station 181 there on Methodist. So if you have time, come out. It's between 9 and noon. We'll have the ladder truck set up. We're gonna have rope rescue displays, extrication demonstrations, fire extinguisher demonstration. We'll have a medical helicopter on standby and physical agility demonstration if you were to get hired on the fire department. So we'll have all that out there between 9 and noon. Station will be open for citizens to tour and take a look and meet your firefighters.
Hey, donuts.
We got special ones for the popos.
Don't let the chief hear that.
That's the other department.
But I don't have anything else unless y'all have questions.
Thanks, Chief.
Donut eater, you're up.
Thank you. Chief Wolf.
Mayor, Council, just a couple of things. Good news on the hiring front. We recently picked up a lateral entry. He starts with us next Monday. Coming from the Dallas County Hospital District. We also have 2 conditional offers that are on the table for recruits coming fresh out of the academy. We hope to have them onboarded sometime early July, if not sooner. And we're continuing to sift through the remainder of our applications, trying to pick up a couple more. So that'll give us 3 of the 6 that we're down. So that's good news for us. We're still maintaining a 3-minute and 47-second response time on priority 1 calls. And I think that's indicative of our efforts in the field with the manpower and staffing that we have. And I'd be happy to answer any other questions you may have about the monthly report.
No questions.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks, Chief. Ms. Beasley.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a couple highlights from this month's report. First, Red Oak White and Blue is taking place at Oaks Church on June 29th from 7 to 10 p.m. So we hope that you can all come out and enjoy that event with us and the Red Oak community. Also, we have filled our summer internship. Emma Woolley started with us on May 30th. She's a UNT graduate or sophomore at UNT. graduating, pursuing a degree in communication design. So we're excited to have her on board for this summer and to see, you know, what stuff she helps us put out. I also wanted to share that staff attended the Texas Association of Municipal Information Officer Conference this past week. We were actually awarded with 3 awards. So one for our State of the City video, one for our community event photography, and one for our public safety recruitment flyers. I want to share that we're going against cities that are 75,000 and under was our bracket, our category. So much larger cities with much larger communications departments. So very proud of my team and, you know, the stuff that they're putting out. So just wanted to share that with you guys. And of course, because you guys participate in the State of the City. So we got great comments for that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Hartman.
Mayor, Council, I wanted to share a couple of upcoming projects we've got. We had pre-construction meetings last week for the Summerwood Phase 3 residential development. It's about 91 lots. It's the residential subdivision right behind B&B Theaters. So that total subdivision is 250 lots. And this is the last phase consisting of 91 lots. So they'll be starting that last phase in the next couple weeks. We also had a pre-construction meeting with the Olive Garden. So they'll be kicking that off soon and probably about a 1-year time frame on that from them.
So
So
I got dirt moved, so. it's cool.
yes, yep,
All right.
thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Hartman. Ms. Platt.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a couple of things that I wanted to bring out that Finance has been working on. This month, we've been working with the PD and their new ticket writing software to implement that into municipal court so that we have that data to work with there. We hope to have that finished by the end of this month. Also, we're getting ready to begin working with our outside consultants for the water and sewer rate study. And of course, that'll be part of the budget process that we'll be discussing with you in the next few months. And then, of course, as you saw in the report, just a couple of revenues and expenditures. We like to keep track of the general fund especially. And we have collected approximately 90.87% of the revenues. A lot of that is building permits as that's trending highly, as Ben just brought out. And then we're around a little under 70% of the year that's gone by, but we are at about 60% of expenditures in the general fund. Some of that is due to big capital purchases that are not quite finished yet. Those aren't always spread out evenly through the year. Also, Finance has been working on restructuring and reorganizing some of the duties and taking a current position, and we'll be advertising very soon with the help of HR, an assistant finance director position. I believe that's all I have. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Budget scheduled for when?
July 15th.
Sure, Council, that you have that on your calendars.
About sales tax revenue.
Sales tax, we are at 3% increase the same month in last year.
So pretty much in line.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Amanda.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Most of the departments have given you an overview on their recruitment, so just a quick one. We did have a new hire this month for the internship. Right now, we're currently accepting applications for 4 positions on our website. Last week, we did have an employee appreciation event for all of our city employees, and they enjoyed an afternoon with Frios popsicles. So want to thank the committee and everyone that planned that and put it together. I think it was a nice small event for employees to just kind of cool off for the afternoon. But I'm available to answer any questions that you may have for my monthly report.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Benford.
Mayor, Council, just a couple updates. I reported last month that we've been working with AT&T to upgrade some of our internal links and our network link. Internal links are upgraded. We're waiting on AT&T to complete their part for the internet. And we've also started working with Spectrum to put in some redundant links for us if the price is right. That'll kind of help us in case we have any fiber cut or power outage, that kind of thing, help us to maintain all of our networks up. So we have things like encode for payments from customers and stuff won't be affected. We're mostly complete with our cybersecurity classes for all of our city staff. I think there's one or two, but for the most part, that's all been completed. And we installed several new computers this month, and that's it. If you've got questions. Oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, John.
Ms. Cook?
Good evening, council. In May, we had some great outreach. We were able to attend Wooden Elementary during their Cinco de Mayo event and speak with the parents after their performance to educate them about the resources available to the community and their students. So we were very appreciative of Wooden for extending that opportunity to the library. We also had a great attendance for one of our teen programs with 25 teens in attendance, which is a big deal for us. You know, it's hard to get those teens in the door. I think we cracked the code with them. It's if you offer food. So we did a boba bar where they got to make their own boba drink. So that was a huge hit. It was very popular. As you know, we're right in the middle of our summer program, just kicked it off last week, and we've been having a huge success. We had over 300 people in 3 days last week attending all of our programs. So we're super excited. Tomorrow, be sure to come by about 11:15 a.m. in the community room. The Red Oak Police will be there to do a presentation for our children, to inform them about what police do and kind of talk about safety and awareness. And we hope to get a good turnout. And every Wednesday, we are partnering with our Parks and Rec team to provide the summer cinema movies to our community. So we had a great hit last week with our first movie and had about 132 attend. So that will be every Wednesday through the duration of the summer.
Great. Wow.
And
Very good.
happy to answer any questions.
Great job. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Kelly?
Good evening, Mayor, Council. I was going to update y'all. Most of y'all heard that we did have to cancel the fishing event last week. Texas Parks and Wildlife did go ahead and deliver the fish. We met all the requirements for their drop off. So they put about 600 catfish that were so big they wouldn't go through the exit chute. So the guy had to literally net everything in the containers and put them into the lake manually.
Wow.
So it was really nice. So there'll be some fish in there for a while for folks to catch.
You didn't call me.
Well, come on, they're still in there. Let's go get them. The fishing event, what we're gonna do is combine with I talked to Mr. Reed over at the Tajin Restaurant who sponsors these. He said he was fine with it. We're gonna double down and have a little bit bigger event in October this year. I won't pick the weekend because everything I pick seems like it's gonna rain. So I'm just gonna have to sit back and let Sandlin or Danny or somebody pick it. So that way I don't pick a bad weekend. As far as the other things happening, we did acquire through the help of many folks here in the city, the 8.3 acres over here to the south of Watkins Park, which will end up being some point in the future an extension of that park. I think it's a very good move to acquire that, although we don't have any set plans right now. We'll be looking at what we can do with that in the future in order to make that a reality for the park and how it can serve the community in the best way. But I'm just grateful to have the land because, you know, they're not making it anymore and it's very hard for us to acquire land, and something like that comes up. I appreciate the support and the speed at which it happened. So thank y'all. Also on our projects right now, I've got 6 projects. All 6 of them we're waiting on the rain. It looks like right now, the only thing that's going to get done this week for projects is the restroom at Watkins Park. It's about a 2-day project. All the fixtures and everything inside of that restroom are getting updated. So we'll let everybody know when that's back open. We're going to close that starting tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be back open on Wednesday. So that's a realistic goal for that. And as far as all the ball field projects, all those have concrete in them. So we're waiting until we can get at least 5 days in a row without rain so we can get some work. We are still working forward on the court lighting over at the Watkins basketball court expansion.
And the trail lighting, which today we went out and marked all the location for the poles. It looks like sometime in the next 2 weeks, we'll have those in the ground. If it doesn't rain, it just gives us a few days with that. We can get that done pretty quickly. The contractor will come in and make sure that we have the 811 and all that taken care of for safety, and then we'll put those in the ground. But with that being said, is there any questions or anything that you would like to ask at this time? Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Mr. Benford.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Give you an update on a couple of our projects. Last month, we were able to, actually, a couple days ago, we finalized about 165 square feet of concrete panel replacements on Red Oak Road and Bob White. And actually, the one on Bob White was due to a broken storm sewer pipe underneath that had allowed a sinkhole underneath the roadway. So I like finding issues like that because we can fix them. We also did microsurfacing on Main Street north of Red Oak Road up to Bob White, and then all of Summit, North and South Summit. Looks really nice if you haven't had a chance to drive it. Our Fox Hollow Force Main project, we're looking to complete it within the next 4 to 6 weeks. We're just waiting on a concrete vault to arrive, get installed, and then we can make the change over to the new force main. And then our lead and copper, this month, we hit 90% milestones. We've inspected 90% of the service lines in the city, both the city side and the customer side, and have not identified a single lead service line in our city. So that's great. We are set to finish that by the 1st of September, and it's due to the EPA by mid-October. So, any questions?
I do have a question for
Yes,
you.
sir.
Well, first, thank you for your report. Potholes is, I'm sure we all get a lot of emails about potholes. But speaking of potholes, in front of McDonald's on Ovilla,
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's us or TxDOT. However, there's a huge pothole that I've seen do some damage to vehicles going down
So
Ovilla Road.
McDonald's approach going into TxDOT is either going to be McDonald's private property or then encroaching onto TxDOT's right of way. It wouldn't be the cities to maintain.
Okay, do we have a way to bring that to TxDOT's attention?
If it is tax dots, we can bring that to them. If it's in their drive, I'm just not sure where exactly.
No, it's not in their driveway, it's actually
So it's actually
on
in
Ovilla
the-
Road.
in
right.
the main travel. lanes.
Correct.
Okay, yep.
But with that, I will say TxDOT, is in the process of designing all the way from there to Cole Road.
Yeah, that I understand, but I don't, that,
They can put some asphalt.
Yeah.
yeah, that still shouldn't be a reason to delay it when residents are blowing out axles.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
You good, sir?
they fix it one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they.
All right.
fix it.
Thank you very much. Okay, the time is 7:52, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
We don't have,
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Good. Thank you.
I mean, if you really want to, we could probably find a reason to keep going.
Miller. Those in favor?
and I.
Edwin, I.
Miller, aye.
Lightfoot, aye.
Smith,